Hi, welcome back to On the Grids with Candy. So I'm gonna pop in and do a little reading. I'm not working today. I have strep. I usually get it within 90 days of going back into the kids and family field. Got to build up my immunities. But anyway, one of the ways that I heal is to channel, and when I'm reading, I'm usually channeling. So it helps to really bring the good in, connect with the healing frequencies while pushing the sickness out. So, and I always do this when I'm not feeling well. I kind of shut in and channel, but I don't record it or put it on YouTube or anything like that. So I was just gonna do one of those, something I've never done. And I'm gonna use the Gypsy Witch deck because this is what the decks looked like when I was a kid, okay? The ones we would make. We would just get regular playing cards and we would draw pictures and write words. And I had never seen one of these until recently. I didn't even know it existed. And so as a kid, I don't know why I knew to do it. I had a cousin that knew to do it. We just knew to do it. And I don't remember why. And then I started making cards as I got older, been making them since I was a kid. So if you're new to my channel, there you go. But I've never used the Gypsy Witch, okay? And this is exactly how I used to read when I was a kid. And again, finding this deck, I think 2 years ago, I just bought it recently, but I discovered it like 2 years ago and I was just like, how did I know? Right? So anyway, I'm gonna do that for you. And here's what we got. We have the feminine and the masculine, okay? And I incorporate everything that's different or authentic to myself in reading and channeling as I do these cards, okay? So I have the collectives out. If you guys are new to my channel, I usually have these sitting around. I'm a scryer, so I'll scry into your collective. And so if any of these resonate with you, then this reading's probably for you, okay? And again, if it doesn't fit, don't try to make it fit. Right? Watch someone else or watch another reading from someone, go find something that resonates for sure. All right. So we're just going to do this until we pick one. Ooh, what do we got? Masculine. That's 3 times in a row. I did it twice before I turned the camera on, just to make sure. All right. So this doesn't mean you're male, but it can. It could also mean you're a woman in a masculine energy right now. And a lot of masculine energies for women are that I've had enough energy. And a lot of times we think that I've had enough and I'm ready to burn things down is that full masculine, but no. If we're talking about in cards, like an emperor, king, or whatever, we're talking about one that lets go. We're talking about one that's, you get that energy where I've had enough. And so I'm not even mad about it anymore, right? I just, right? And you mean it. And you mean it. Okay? That's how you don't burn bridges, you blow them away. Okay? And they have to rebuild it, right? There's a lot involved to, allowing this situation, if it's a job, if it's a person, whatever, to make its way back to you. It's not saying it never will. There's nothing that's never, and there's nothing that's always, and there's nothing that's nothing. Nothing is always something. Okay. Whew. That was a chat. I didn't even know if I was going to get all that out. Woo. Okay. Mouthful. All right. So as I deal these cards, and I will go ahead and cut them and shuffle them again for you. It's, we're going to start with what's closest. What is closest to you? We have the number 14. The rider is a sure sign of good news, unless alongside the number 6, 8, 11, or 13. Okay, right now we're not near anything, but there you go. There you go, okay? And the way this works, it will lay right beside this one, okay? All right, and my card's off. All right. Let's get another one. Okay. We have the key. It's number 4. The key nearby is a certain augury of success. But if surrounded by unlucky cards, the prognosis is illness. Okay, so we're not surrounded by any negative cards right now. All right, and this will just go on the other side of that card. And that's what's close to you right now. Good news, success, that's what's closest. Woo. All right, so we're gonna see, and that's also what's behind you and in front of you. You can look at this both ways. So number 14, the rider, the sign of good news, means you've already gotten the good news. And so now there's going to be some success, right? As long as it's not surrounded by negative cards. Now we're gonna look at what's above you, okay? Ooh. Number 20, the lilies forecast a happy life, but family sorrow is surrounded by clouds. Lying above the person signifies virtuous life. This is what's above you. But when under, it indicates immortality. That's above you. That's above you. So signifies a virtuous life. A virtuous life. Wow, these are great. Okay, what's below you? What's below you? Oh, there it goes. Number 33. The clover leaf is a bearer of good tidings, but if near clouds, it denotes a great charging. Number 2 does not lie near. If number 2, which is you, and you're letting go energy, or you happen to be a masculine being, number 2 does not, if number 2 does not lie near a 29 or 28, the charging will be a short duration, and happiness will flow. So a tower, there's a tower, but it's really beneath you. So, you know, it's not near any of those numbers, and it's beneath you, this tower. So it's like you're already standing on it. You're standing on it, like, probably because you've gotten the great news, and you know that's like going to mean certain success, and you know it's like you can feel that your life is becoming virtuous, right? It's above you. It's right there, right? It's that is raining down on you. And what do we mean by virtuous? I don't mean you're going to be rich and famous. I mean you're going to be solid and whole if you're not already. I mean, or you're coming into the realization that you already are, or how easy it is for you to step into this energy, this high frequency. Woo! All right, so let's see what's not close, okay? So we have, oh, my cards are turning upside down. Stop it. Number 13, far away. The snake indicates enmity and calamities, the degree of which is governed by the distance of the card from your person. So this is far away, some calamities, and it's going to be on this side. So these calamities you are already in view. If not, you've already seen like the buildup or how this is going to play out. It's like something that you know is over here cooking, and that is probably gonna start some calamities of some sort. But they're far away, so it's going to be short-lived, and it's next to the virtuous life. So just something maybe you need to learn, so you pay more attention next time. All right, let's see. What else is above you, but away from you and ahead? What is, oh, we got number 8, the scythe. Passages precede... The scythe presages disappointment, and when near the coffin, early death. Okay, well, you're nowhere near any of that, but see, this is both right here. You can see this calamity. It's certain. It is going to be a calamity, but you have virtuous life in the middle, and below it are great cards of good news, success. So this is just going to be like this tower you're standing on, right? You see it, you know it, you see it, it is going to play out probably the way you think it is, and you're going to be prepared for it. So sometimes shit happens. It's, are you prepared for it? And not in a obsessive, you know, anxiety-laden way. You know, just, I see that coming, and okay, well, here's what I'll do. All right, so below you and far away, behind you, the fox in close proximity, in close proximity, distrust of acquaintances who are seeking to betray you, distance, less danger. Again, so these calamities, whatever this is, it's all related, and It's over there. You see it. You see it. And that's all you need to do is bring your awareness to it. Because you're, again, that's next to the clover, you know, where you're like, no, you seeing it and you bringing your awareness to it. And I think maybe acceptance, when I pull out another deck, because I'll pull out my deck and, you know, clarify some of this stuff. But it looks like you just see it and your awareness to it so that you can, I don't know, have time to get over it before it hits you. I mean, that's how I operate. Because then you're, you know, it's easy to get through. Doesn't even matter what it is. The house denotes success in all ventures. If present condition is unpleasant, the future will be happy and prosperous. Also predicts marriage, right? So that could be, you know, a partnership or whatever. It's like this thing, it's on 3 corners. But your 4th corner, what's below and ahead of you, is that virtuous life, right? Full of virtue. And so when you're full of virtue, when you have a code of ethics, when you say, you know, this is who I am. This is not, you know, it has nothing to do with anything that people have told me to be, right? It's who I am. It's how I feel, right? It's my preference from my perspective. And if people don't like it, I mean, you know, I'm never usually hurting anyone, so I just kind of say, well, 0 fucks, right? You get to have your way and I get to have my way. I get to have my standards. You get to have your boundaries, vice versa. And when you just embody that energy, that's basically what this reading is. It's like the fox is in the hen house, the snake is in the hen house, the scythe is coming, but you're going to be all right. It's going to be fine. It's gonna be fine. You just focus on the good news and the success and the growth, and you see all that, and you just say, "Yeah, I know." And that's what, wow. That's what no one's expecting. How do you just, you know, that's my secret. How do you just stay calm no matter what's happening? I mean, sure, nobody's perfect, and I'm not a machine, so. If it's somebody I feel deeply about, you know, I will raise my voice, or I will tell them about themselves. Or, again, I listen to what I'm guided to. If it says, just be quiet, they'll figure it out. And don't take it personal, right? Those are the signals I'm listening for. And you can say I get that from an outside perspective that's a giant God, you know, that created everything, including those thoughts. Or, you know, and I'm asking for help on how to process it in real time. Or it's something that you just know, you know, you hold for yourself internally. However you're doing it. Like they just said, okay. All right. And then, yeah, I just got, oh my gosh. You are supported. See, you are supported. Wow. And that's going to go right on number 14 with the good news. And then right here, trying to fall off, I'm going to let myself live good. Kai Straw song. It's going to go on the other side of you with the success. Woo! And then we have present, which is going above you. So literally look up. You're looking up. And that's where you have the virtuous life. Sorry. And that's where you are, like, again, you have your own code of ethics. You don't need to be told don't hurt people. You don't need to be told to have nice hands. You don't need to be told these things. Don't steal, don't do this, you don't need to be told. And it's not because you're indoctrinated, it's because your own boundaries, like you're self-governed, right? In the present, right now. And that is what's helping you. That is what's getting you where you're going. And there's clarity here, right? And that's going to go right on this short charge in, right? The short tower that you're already standing on. It came that's why it came. That's it. That's all it came to say is like, look, take this in, see, right? And so that's what's closest to you. It's wisdom. It's reward. It's success, virtues, clarity, you know, like, wow. And then last one is now the exposition of yoga is being made. We're talking about yoga in the here and now. And that's what goes for these was just going to go on top of you. And that's exactly what we just put out. It's just a lesson. It's not even a hard one. I mean, because you see it. It's how are you internalizing it now? All we need is the integration, right? Do you take what people do to you, even when they mean to do it to you and they're meaning to be personal, to really get under your skin? Do you take it personal? Do you allow that? Or do you look at them and say, I don't know what's under their skin, but it ain't gonna be under mine, right? Inside, and you hold yourself to that standard of, I'm not gonna lose my shit because you called me a name, or I can see you're trying to get me to set up, you know. Yeah. It's like I'm talking to someone who is seeing through a lot of this stuff now that is meant for reaction instead of response, right? It's meant to get a reaction out of you. And once you realize this, once you see this, it's never going to happen again. They can do whatever they do. The influencer, the empress, the star. Wow. So that's what I was going to put in your corner. So we have the on top of, so the snake, the thing that's going to be a short thing. You already see it. You know it. You're going to influence this by just knowing. Because it'll be the energy you take when someone comes at you and thinks they're going to surprise you with something, but you're just like, huh. You know, and it takes a long time to get to the point where you really are surprised, but you can suppress that in an authentic way, right? But most of the time, and I'm reading in this, for your present, it's not. You really are able to just naturally shift into that energy because you've seen it for as long as you've seen it, okay? And then we have the star, which is going on the other side of present, right? It's right there. It's right there and it's ahead of you. So you're a star in this, like you're gonna master this, right? And this matters for whatever you do with your day. This is something that really matters and is true growth for you. And then we have the Empress over here underneath on the fox, right? What is she doing? Do you think she would let a fox? That crow comes and tells her about that fox. Best believe that, okay? Wow. Woo! All right, one more, Spirit. One more. Just one. Oh, good. Oh, and the bottle. The bottle is knowledge, wisdom that's going on this house, this life of success and love, right? And that doesn't mean happily ever after. This is not Disneyland. This is real life, okay? What is your happily ever after? In reasonality, like we have to be reasonable and not for the indoctrination or the blah, 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 blah. Reasonable because we want to create a reasonable world, right? If it's going to be reasonable for you, it needs to be reasonable for everybody else. So you always take that perspective in when you are making dreams, right? This is how we don't create serial killers. All right. Again, my perspective. You can have whatever one you want. But anyway, that's the bottle, the wisdom, right? The wisdom that you receive and then feed out to others by just knowing. By just knowing. You know, it's that response. You choose everything. You see this going on, whatever it is, I can ask for a channeled resonance. Okay, so I don't like the promotion one. It's dumb. Not everybody has a job like that. One second. Okay, perfect. All right, so you have a farm, right? And you know, you have chickens and maybe you have cows and you have, you know, you've put your fence up and you know, you've done everything you need to do to make sure that your animals are safe, right? Safe. Hold on. Okay. So that they're safe in your mind. Okay. And there keeps a wolf, there's, you know, or the fox and the snake keep getting in the hen house, right? And so you're having all these problems. But there's, you know, when you put the fence up that there was a small hole, right? And you keep telling yourself you're going to go patch it. You're going to go patch it, right? And you see it, you know it's happening. Your action, your response, not your reaction, which it will be an action, but it'll be responsive, right? Responsively And then which goes into responsibly. What would you do? Are you mad you're gonna keep killing snakes and foxes? Or you see the problem, it's causing a tower, but you see that, and so you go patch the fence. That's something for someone, because maybe it literally is a hole in your fence, but it's relatable. So yeah, it's like once you get to this present, you're one of those people that realizes that. Some people will put a fence up because you have to put one up, like it's the rule, right? The rule in your town, you got to have this fence if you're going to have these chickens or whatever. And so they put the fence up because that's the rule. Not because they want a fence, not because it keeps their animals safe in their mind, not for any other reason, not, you know, it's other than it has to be done. And even if there's holes in it and it's not done right and things come in and there's a snake in your hen house all the time and the fox is grabbing on everyone, you know, your baby chicks, whatever. If that's happening and you just continuously blame the animals, that's the contrast. That's the contrast of your being, right? That you would just say, well, I want the animals to be safe. I don't want to deal with snakes and foxes or wolves or coyotes or anything like that. So I'm going to patch the fence. I'm going to do the fence the proper way, right? For its functionality, whereas someone else would just do it because it's the rule. And so this is what I mean by your code of ethics. It not being anything anyone told you to. Wow, thanks for rerouting me back to that. Okay, so, and that's, man, when you come into that, it's pretty amazing, okay? Because you realize the kind of choices you have and how you don't have to take everything personal. Some people will take the snake being in there, like, fuck you, snake. Get out of here, coyote, how dare you, right? Like, we would do that with spirits. Go, leave, demon, you know, instead of saying, what do you want? Why are you here? Or what is open? What did I open to let you in, right? Instead of dealing with that. That was meaningful. Okay. For me. All right. Noted. Okay. All right. And so now I'm going to get some advice. These are like self-care cards. Cut the deck. We're at 22:30, so I'll get through this. Try not to make it too long. But it's been a while, I guess, since I did a really long one. I don't remember. Every day's the same now. Okay. In a good way, though. If you focus on what you don't want, there's a good chance you might get it, right? You don't want a snake. You're going to get one. You're thinking about it instead of just patching the hole. Focus on what you do want instead. This is the secret. The secret. If you're not worried about what you don't have or what you can't acquire and all that, and you just start focusing on what you know you can, you start to figure out there are no limits. But this is something everyone has to prove to themselves. They have to prove it to themselves. And that's why I did this channel. That's why I started it and when I had a school and my giant house, and then I went on the road and lived in campers and hotels and worked any job and did, you know, reading, tried to read for a living, you know, and just showed myself that I can, right? And then I went out to Oregon, which I keep forgetting to mention the little episodes I'm doing. I have a few more. I'm just editing them and sitting on them and thinking about them, waiting for Spirit to tell me when the next one is. But that's just me on the road showing you the process that I just go to Medford, Oregon. I've been there once in my life. You know, I don't know a soul. Could I get a job and a place to live? How quick? 5 days. And because I'm willing to do whatever, I have such a skill set because I've always been willing to work here, work there, pick up a new skill, whatever. I'm that energy. So that's all you have to be. You just have to be flexible, right? For functionality. But some people are so worried about what people think of them that they could never get another job, right? They could never work at a restaurant if they have a degree. They think that all this matters. And once you get down to it, it doesn't, because here I am, now I'm back in Arizona, and no one's ever lived in this house. It's a new build. You know, it's like, it was right here waiting for me. Yeah, it's a different one and everything else, but I can have it wherever I want. I can have what I want wherever I want it. And once you realize that that is the true nature of your power, everyone's power, your whole life changes. And that's why I like this song so much. and I put it on a card because it's basically, it reminds me of that frequency of, wait a second, I have all these choices, and if I have a choice, am I gonna, give in, even if you're chronically sick, which I have been, even if you're that, like, you just start focusing on what I can do instead of, I have Lyme, so I'd have a hard time moving my body and all these things and sick. And it's like, well, can I focus on the fact that I can fold sheets, or I can paint a picture, I can take an hour, some of the fatigue when I was going through that was so bad. It was like, let me focus on just something I can do. And it would just expand until I look back and haven't had a flare up in years, That's meaningful to someone, and that's sovereign. Oh my gosh, that's what's in my hand. You are the queen of your life. Treat yourself like royalty. That's right. Whew. Couldn't have been a better card. Couldn't have been a better card. Wow. Evolution starts when you leave your comfort zone. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Growth isn't supposed to be comfortable. It isn't supposed to be. I had to leave the comfort, go grow. Now I get to drop back into comfort for a minute. Right? This is how you change the world, right? And you don't even realize that's what you're doing. Especially anybody around you that can see that you have this. You're whether they admit it or not, you're a fucking inspiration, right? Whether they want to say it or not. Walk up in their house and see how many things we don't bring our awareness to that. That's the thing, and two, people get mad to be copied. No, pay attention to your influence. Whew, I love that. Okay, moon cards, okay, let me get some moon cards. And then I have a deck that isn't mine, it's a friend of mine's, and so I'm gonna pull some cards from hers to go with this and see what resonates, okay? Oh, just as a happy birthday. All right. Look past what you feel are your incapabilities. Oh my God, I just said that, right? Instead, focus on everything you have achieved so far. It is okay to acknowledge your weaknesses. It really is. It really is. But keep in mind that they don't define you. Your strength and your beautiful soul are clear for all to see. Yeah. And that's why, people will try to block it, right? Whatever they do, whatever happens, whatever. And no, this isn't the devil and the God. I can't even, everyone deserves their perspective. And, there's a lot of them. And everybody who ever wrote a book, a text, self-help, religious, I don't care what it is. It's all about just their perspective of the understanding of what they're in contact with, or what happens for them and their experience. Okay, if you have a chronic illness, it's an experience. We need to stop calling it the disability and all that bullshit. No, and have empathy, because it's their experience. So you meet them where they are to help them experience it, to a better quality of life based on their perspective of a good quality of life, right? This is the hardest thing for people to wrap their minds around and let go and allow this to take hold in their lives. And that's what you're doing. It's been saying, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, friend. Release is right on top. Sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. Right. That reroutes me all the way back to the beginning. That's what I said, right? Being a king, being a queen, being any of that. So we have the empress and the king, it's the letting go. It's not that I'm so strong I can take charge. I'm so, what people think a leader is an influencer. They're not. A good leader isn't like, you'll follow me, and we'll do it this way. You can only go as far as you can with that, because then it becomes a rule, a law, something that doesn't fit everybody, right? Because all the labels we put on people, they don't fit everybody. Whoever I'm talking to, I just showed you the paradox that you are, right? And that's because you're ready to hear it. Truth is, we all are. All right, anything else? Anything else? And then I'll pull some of those other cards. Let's see. To know or see. You got this. So these, the Vedas, it's hymns, challenge, it's channeled wisdom and knowledge, right? I am not magic. What else is on the floor? You've already manifested it, right? It's what you manifest. This is how you manifest. And you figured it out. And this path is the protected one. You are on to something. Balance and harmony. Ask for signs and believe them. Wow, that's great. That's amazing. Okay, so, and again, this whole, I'm just upbeat. Now, you got some stuff going on in here, you know, and you know what it is. But hopefully, you know, when we can calm down the anxiety, you know, about things that have to take place to give us this wisdom, you know, and this balance, this harmony, things that we have to get rid of, things that we have to take in, things that we have to balance out. You know, it's just a gelatinous mess thrown at you that you literally have to weigh out and balance. And you're thinking, why me, right? For the experience. For the experience. I always say, you know, deafness, blindness, it's an experience. It's one that I'm not having, but someone else is. But that doesn't make them anything other than having a different experience. Right? Ooh. And then we have the Chariot from this deck that is my friend. Okay, we have the Chariot, Justice. Oh, the Chariot. So you're going to take your little ride to justice, are we? And then we have the Three of Swords, justice for this, whatever this is. Right? Whatever it is you're seeing over here that you're influencing by not reacting. That's how we get it. That's how we get the ride to the justice for the heartbreak, right? And justice isn't retribution or, you know, getting back at people or any of those things. Justice is teach us all, right? Justice is, you know, what happens next will help me understand. That's it. That's justice. Okay? And so, you know, there's another way to say karma, right? And generally we would like, if someone hurts us, we, you know, they get hurt and then we know about it so we can see it went through and all that, right? That's not justice. That's you wanting to get even. That's the eye for the eye part of you. And that's just the human condition. But the higher self says, no, I just want them to vibe higher. Whatever's going to help them not hurt people is what's going to make my life and everyone else's life better. There is no retribution. There's no fault here. We just want a higher frequency, right? So, whew. All right, well, that's your reading. And I guess that would be my love reading. And I want to show you guys Bluey. I know he's gained at least 8 pounds. He's looking good. He's over here night. Come here, Bluey. Come here. Come here. We've learned some tricks. There's some dogs I'm training and we're on the same track of the same commands. So he's doing amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. So remember, even in all this, you know, not everything is your fault. More than likely, you'll probably find in the situations that you find yourself in are not yours. It's just some bullshit that gravitated to you. But what you belong in, you'll see. I just got a vision of that. It's like you're tapping some glass. And you're wiping it, and you can't believe it. What? Ah, all right. Not everything's your fault. You are so loved. And that's why I love you too. We'll see you soon.